Do you support the MS Society? I'm going to give you a lot of facts so that at the end of this podcast, you can decide if you still want to be supporting the MS Society, if you have been. I think it's important that you know this information, so keep listening. Have you been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis and you're looking outside your typical medical system for more answers? You're not alone. MS can actually be healed naturally. Hi, I'm Adrienne Charlie. I'm a nutritionist and a certified integrative health coach, and I've healed all of my own MS symptoms over 10 years ago, and I've been symptom-free since then. And I've helped other people do it too. So you ready to dive into today's episode? I am. Let's go. I just want to pop in real quick and let you know I have a masterclass coming up. It's all about how to reverse your MS, how to alleviate your symptoms. So go ahead and sign up. It's free. And if you can't make it, sign up anyway because I'll send you the recording afterwards. So go to nourishyourway.com/master-class and sign up, and I'll see you there. I'm so glad you're listening in because there's a lot of information I want to share with you about the MS Society. You know, they put on a lot of different events, the MS Walk, MS Bike, or Bike MS, and they do a lot of other fundraisers that a lot of people don't even know about. And of course, on their website, anybody can donate at any time. So they get a lot of money every year. And you might not know this, but they have to disclose it on their website. So if you go to the About page and you go to the financials, you'll see the last 9 or 10 years of their IRS forms and their financial statements. And you know, before I was diagnosed with MS, I did the MS Walk a couple times, and I raised money and I gave money. And there's a lot of people that give money from their hearts. And I want to tell you, I want to make it really clear to you that the MS Society is not a nonprofit society. They are a profit society. Wait until I tell you some of these numbers and where the money goes. So in 2024, their financial statement shows they made over $178 million. And where did that money come from? So most of it came from public support, you know, all the events that they collect, all the money that people raise and give. And that came to just shy of $173 million, but then they make an extra $5 million, a little bit over, from advertisers. These are ad campaigns that people pay to get ads on all of their events, on their webpage, and it's also investment income to them that they have to report. And then they show their operating expenses are over $134 million. And let me tell you what they say, where all this money goes. So over $29 million goes to research and scientific studies. Over $47 million goes to client and community services. Over $44 million goes to public education. And here's what concerns me. I believe that they're educating people on mostly drugs, but diet, and I'm sure other modalities like speech therapy, physical therapy, and then they also have professional education and training over $6 million. And then they've got other operating expenses like fundraising expenses, and that's over $34 million. They have management and general that they pay over $14 million. And then total supporting services. I don't know really what that means, but that's what's on their site, on their form, and that's over $49 million. So their net end for the operating expenses is over $134 million. And part of their money that they make goes to Merkel Inc. They are a marketing agency. This marketing agency made shy of $10 million. The MS Society hired them to do a lot of marketing campaigns, and the MS Society paid them $9,988,000 and some change. And then research, they give a lot of grants to different organizations, different colleges, and also they have a section under research, and it says, so Europe and Iceland, North America, East Asia, and Pacific. And they give hundreds of thousands of dollars to these different countries for more studies. And like I said, they give grants to different colleges. And here's an institute called the Empire Discovery Institute. And their main theme is transforming discoveries into medicine. And so between the two of those, they gave $1,500,000 in donations, a little bit over that. So this has me scratching my head. And I thought, if they're giving all this money to all these research companies and universities, and here I am, just an average Joe, and I figured out how to heal all of my symptoms on my own. Why are they giving all this money to research like stem cell therapy or to all these drug companies when we know that MS drugs don't heal the body? And these are smart people. So I know a ton of people who have healed their MS on their own, holistically, naturally. So I don't understand why they're giving all this money to research companies. I wish the MS Society would reach out to me because I've reached out to them. I would love to share my story. And so would so many other people. MS can be healed naturally. So I just don't understand. A lot of these people that work for these research companies have never heard of somebody healing MS on their own holistically. And it just breaks my heart that the MS Society pushes people in the drug direction. And I have proof of this. And they have a podcast, and I think it's called MS Talk. And the most recent episode I was listening to is a gentleman who basically says, my wife had MS for 28 years. And he said, now I interview doctors and healthcare practitioners and folks like that. So he said had in the past tense. So I really hope his wife didn't pass away from MS. But his recent interview was a female nurse practitioner. And she goes on with the story. And it basically goes like this. Yeah, we have customers who tell us, they're coming in for their checkup and they're feeling better. And she goes, we tell them, even though you're feeling better, to keep taking these MS drugs because they're going to stop your progression, which is baloney. I know it's baloney because I know so many people who have healed their MS on their own without drugs. A lot of them started on the drug program. And I'm so glad I didn't go down that route. I had that steroid treatment in the beginning, which gave me that major MS headache, migraine headache. And then I had all my other symptoms come out. And I really believe it was the steroid that did that. So the drug companies are teaching the doctors and nurse practitioners and everybody in the health world, in the conventional Western society out here in the States, that you got to tell the patients that they got to take the drugs so that their MS symptoms don't get worse, but they'll probably have a lot of side effects. So, my stance, right? I also know there's lots of other societies out there. I know there's a Hashimoto Society. I'm sure there's a Graves' Disease Society. I'm sure there's a Rheumatoid Arthritis Society. Name a disease and put a society behind it. And I bet you they are pushing drugs as well. So I just want people to take off the blinders and see what's happening. At the beginning, when I was researched the MS Society, when I believed in it, I started looking around at the site, and then I saw all these ads for drugs. And then I realized that the society was making all this money from people doing the MS Walk, MS Bike, and then they were giving all that money to the drug companies. And then in return, the drug companies were putting their ads on the MS Society. It used to be a lot worse, meaning there were like pop-up ads for drugs all over their site. They don't have those anymore, I noticed. And then I talked about this. My neurologist at the time knew that I couldn't afford, because my health insurance didn't cover any MS drugs. So she wanted to put me on a trial drug. And this was a drug that they were trying to get passed through the FDA. And at the time, I didn't know if I was going to take a placebo or the real thing. And I thought, God, is this what my life has come down to? But anyway, I learned that I can heal holistically just 2 weeks after that. Before I started that trial drug, I almost got on it. And my neurologist, and I just found this out within the last year, has made over $800,000 and some change from a lot of these drug companies, because she's pushing these drugs on the patients. There is a website that I have disclosed before, and it's episode 123. And I talk about how my neurologist is making all this extra money besides her normal pay from all these drug companies. And the website is called openpaymentsdata.cms.gov. I will put this in the show notes again in case you want to look up what your neurologist might be making on the side from all these drug companies, because they want to push out the drugs to the patients. And who pays for the drugs? We do. Our insurance company pays for it. But insurance doesn't pay for all the drugs. A lot of people are going broke and bankrupt because of these MS drugs. And MS drugs cost anywhere from $55,000 a year to over $100,000 a year. And who can afford that? These drug companies are making billions and billions and billions of dollars, and the MS Society is not getting that people can heal holistically. This is taking a long time for this to come out, but it's going to change. It's going to change. It's going to take a long time. But health and our healthcare in the next 25 to 50 years is going to look so different. And people are going to realize, like, oh, I just need to change my diet. Oh, I need to exercise more. Oh, I need to change my mental health and my emotional health. And I need to heal any past traumas that I've had. Oh, I need to learn how to take better care of myself. I need to say no more often and rest when I need to and take days off when I need to. So now you know how I feel about the MS Society. And if you still want to support it, that is your decision. No judgment here. But I decide not to support the society because I know that people can heal holistically. I've seen it done so many times. If their society was all about holistic healing and drugs were out of the picture, it would be a different society. And I would totally support that society. But guess what? There's no money in holistic healing. Oh, and guess what? I forgot to tell you that the CEO, the president, they're making anywhere from over $600,000 a year to over $7,000 a year, and they keep giving themselves raises. And they've got a whole list of about 12 people on their 2024 statement, where they make anywhere from $130,000 a year to $300,000 a year. So they pay themselves very, very well. And this is coming from all the people giving money. And I also found out, because I looked at 2015 versus 2024, what kind of raises they were giving themselves. So Cynthia Z, she's the CEO. She used to get paid $452,000 and some change. And then in 2024, she's now making over $700,000, which is about a 40% bump in pay. And I thought, wow, these guys are, they're paying themselves pretty darn well. So anyway, I will end the session, and just know you can heal holistically, because drugs are only going to damage your microbiome. We are not meant to be on long-term drugs. It's not good for you. And I'm not against all drugs. We need some drugs, right? We need pain relievers now and then. We need drugs for surgeries. We need anesthesia once in a while to get put under. There are drugs here and there that we need, antibiotics once in a while. If we have strep throat, we need an antibiotic to kill that bacteria. So anyway, reach out if you have any questions. I would love to help you get well. I've got a program. I've had people go through it. It's a proven program to get you back to health. Just reach out, info@nourishyourway.com. And until then, you'll hear from me soon.